Hello, gorgeous. I mentioned last video about how I don't want things bouncing around in our brains, and they can cause residual damage even long after we've left the narcissist. That is something that takes work to heal. Minnie's over here grunting if you hear these noises. You have to heal that. You have to work on that because it can happen that they've told you so many mean things. They've abused us, right? So that means negativity they gave us, lies about ourselves. They projected their truth onto us. If we told them they were cheating because we knew it, then they said, well, you were cheating. Projection still happens. It's like a 3-year-old. All of that cumulatively over the course of time with your narcissist can lead to things bouncing around in your mind. It's extremely vital for yourself that you have to reprogram your brain from the lies and remind yourself that they're lies. Names that you've been called, lies that they put onto you that they did, these are all very unhealthy to bounce around in our brain. So how do you do that? Well, one thing you can do is remember and remind yourself everything that happened in the abuse was their behavior, their actions, their infractions, their transgressions. Take it away from yourself. Away from yourself. Had nothing to do with you. Oh, but I might have got him met. You could have been the best person in the world. If they have a bad day at work, they're going to devalue you, and it's going to be a big, huge, dramatic situation. And they've done it to the last person, and they're going to do it to the other person. I promise you it's not you. I promise. I so promise you it's not you. So if you put it on their behavior, it's kind of like, and this is dramatic, I'm always going right to the serial killer because my mind's always been fascinated by the serial killer's brain. And that's what started me reading about sociopathy like 10 years ago. In watching Dateline, Criminal Minds, whatever, I used to say to my mother, but why? Or she'd watch an interview on a real serial killer that was caught. I'd say, did they say why? It took me years to realize they don't have a why. There's no why. So the victim, did they have anything to do with it? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. So the victim has nothing to do with the perpetrator's abuse. They've done nothing to warrant it. To break that love bind, that hate bond, you're binded to this person through this traumatic experience, through the love bombing. So to break that, you have to get to where you just don't care. And be exhausted. Get fed up. Get to the end. The only way that you can do that is to just think of yourself. And it feels selfish, right? Be them. Only think of yourself. Now, that goes against our grain of who we are, right? If we're caring individuals. But if it's what it takes to get you through it, be them. Be selfish. Only act with your own interests in mind. Do whatever you need to do to get through it. Don't listen to them cry. Don't watch them be sad. Don't listen to them playing your favorite song over the phone and trying to get you to react or sending you old pictures and you know what? Rely on your intuition more. Intuition is the voice of God. If you don't believe in God, it's the voice of something else that guides you. Because if you listen to that, there's always something in you and you know it when it happens. You know it when it happens. And I'm telling you, I've said this before. I had a girlfriend once point out to me, it's never less than what you think it is. Right? They're never going to come back to you and go, oh, guess what? That was incorrect. You had the, oh, thanks, I'm so happy. And you find out that it was incorrect. That's never going to happen. Don't let the carnage bounce around in your brain, mind, body, and soul to keep you on the downtrodden path. Let it go out of your brain that it was anything to do with you. Do not internalize that. Do not allow it to infiltrate what you believe true about yourself. And if you have problems believing that you're magnificent, don't. We're all deserving of goodness and compassion and empathy and respect and love. Every single being on this planet is deserving of those things. That's our right as human beings, to expect that in our lives from anyone you allow to enter your life. And I worry so much about the residual effects, even on myself. I wonder how going forward this is going to ill affect me. And it wasn't my first narcissist, so I've already seen I've encountered narcissists in other areas of my life. So I've already seen the residual effects of that. It's a struggle, but I just want you to be aware of it so that if you did leave or you're thinking of it and you feel the thought bouncing around in your brain, don't allow that to help to infiltrate your decision making or your self-worth or your idea of what your life should look like. Rely on your intuition and realize that you didn't do anything at all to deserve it. It is what they do to people. It is their disorder, their responsibility, their actions. It had zero to do with anything that you did. I promise you. Okay? So don't let that stuff bounce around in your brain. Get rid of it. Do whatever you need to do. Get rid of it.